welcome back. Welcome back to the Stream Your Heart Out live streaming challenge that Switcher is putting on. It's very exciting, very exciting. Hope that everyone's having a great day, a great week, a great February so far. Hopefully wherever you are is warmer. It's finally getting warmer here, so I'm happy about that. Last time I streamed, I think, or maybe the first stream that I did of this challenge, it was still snowing outside, and today it's very sunny. So I'm happy about that. But if you're new, welcome in. My name is Asia, and I am a product quality analyst over at Switcher, and have a fun time just like tinkering around with, things that engineers are doing to make Switcher continue to be really awesome. And I am excited for today's topic because it's all about like sharing streaming hacks. And I have to tell you that I had to like edit down my list of things to show you all because I tend to have a lot of fun with my streams, and I often try to push things to its limit. So I don't want to overwhelm everyone with my list of streaming hacks, but as we go on, if people have questions and want a walkthrough of different things I do, I definitely can do that. But I figured we just talk about some of the basics and talk through some cool features specific to Switcher that are super helpful tools that just make streaming a little bit easier. But if anyone else has any stream hacks that they'd like to share or have any questions, I have my eye out in the comments. So I'll do my best to answer any questions or, interact with any advice that you all have as well, because this is a space for shared learning. It's not just me telling you all what to do. But I hope that you've been having fun with this stream event. If you're unfamiliar, Switcher has been putting on this Stream Your Heart Out month event where we stream every single day and encourage people that use Switcher for their video creations to stream every day as well. And there's different topics. Yesterday there was a introduce your furry friend, and that's so fun. There's been like a lot of really fun just like one-off topics, but there also are ones that are just like meant for sharing information about streaming. And so today I'm excited to share a little bit of the hacks and stuff. I did want to share my pet friends, but I was like, there's so many pet friends at Switcher, I gotta share. So today we're talking about hacks, and the first thing I would say when it comes to thinking about what hacks to do when you're streaming is don't like overwhelm yourself, because remember that the whole point of streaming hacks is that it makes your job and like your process, your flow of like video creation and streaming simpler. And there's a caveat to this, and I'll like elaborate on this. But before we dive into that, I do want to talk about how like streaming hacks shouldn't like create more stress. Like even if it's super cool, even if it like adds like a lot, like just remember that it should never detract in the long run. It should never detract from like your confidence when you press that go live button. So I'll just like leave that out there. But with that, still like give yourself grace to experiment and like figure out if hacks work for you, because hacks that work for some people may not work for others, and that's totally okay. That's because everyone has completely different ways of like creating. Like not only is streaming a technical skill, it also is like a form of creativity, at least in my opinion. I would like to say that I would like to think that I'm pretty creative with my streams. So like hacks that work for me may not work for you, or vice versa, and that's totally okay. But it's so fun to share them because it's cool to see how people innovate to make things more like streamlined, but also like give yourself space to be creative. At least that's like a big thing for me. So with that, I would always suggest, if you are trying out hacks, if you're experimenting with hacks, give yourself time. Maybe you don't try a hack the day of a stream, especially if you're like starting off, because unless you have like the uttermost confidence in yourself that like, hey, if I fail, that's okay, which that's also okay too. More power to you if that's how you are. That's how I tend to be in my streams, but it took me a while to get there. Give yourself space. There's no need. You can practice on like with just your friends or with private test streams. Like there's no need to try hacks with like the highest stakes possible when you're like hyping up an event or something, you know. So that would just be like my twofold mindset of like, don't overdo it. You don't have to go crazy with the hacks, but also give yourself time to learn those hacks, because anytime you learn something new, unless you're just like an amazing, excellently skilled person, and I know you all exist out there, but I am not one of you, you have to give yourself time to learn new skills. You can't just like jump into things, you know. So some of the hacks I think are like helpful across the board are whatever you can prepare ahead of time and not do on the fly is always going to be like, it's always going to make you feel so much better when you're streaming. One of the things that is awesome about Switcher is that when you're streaming, you can edit in real time. If you need to like create a lower third or a title graphic or anything, you always can do that like in the middle of a stream, which is great. Like I'm glad that that's out there, but I would say to like help your help your stress level, if you can like create those ahead of time, whether you're creating them in the app or if you're creating your own graphics, if you have like specific branding that you need to like, you know, upload, like for example, the Stream Your Heart Out graphic that our marketing team so cutely put together. You want to have time and you don't want to have to like, if you don't need to upload those things in the middle of a stream. That especially like when you are not a massive production company and you don't have like a whole team that can like add things last minute, it's always nice if it's just you and like one person that's producing the stream to, you know, plan things out ahead of time. And I'm gonna share my screen. This is not like the best example, only because I'm streaming from a different account, so I don't have like all my graphics out here, but I'll do it in a second. But if you're able to upload or create all of the like assets that you need ahead of time, that's just gonna help you like not like jump around and like think about too many things outside of like the actual topic that you're speaking to on stream. I just want to give a shout out to on YouTube. It looks like Photo Booth Chick is in the chat. Say hello, glad that you're so here. No worries. We're just going live whenever throughout the month of February, which is almost done. There's 28 days in February this year, right? I think we already passed our leap year. Yeah, tomorrow's the last day. That's so sad. So crazy. The last day of the Stream Your Heart Out event. And so I'm excited for whoever is going last. But very exciting. I hope that Switcher will do like more streams in the future. It's just fun to hang out here. But I'm enjoying hanging out today. But yes, I'm happy to talk through workflows and answer any workflow questions. But yeah, so I would say like add all your info or add all your assets, your graphics, all of that, create them in the app or upload them, whatever you want to do, beforehand if you can. Always like give yourself space too, though, like in the middle or in the midst of like actually like being live, there are always times, or there's always a chance that you need to add something last minute, and at least you're just like reducing that amount of stress, you know. So did I find it complicated? So Photo Booth Chick, I actually stream a lot on my own accounts and my own like social whatever. I have my social presence outside of doing work streams for Switcher. If you look up Asia the Girl on Twitch or on YouTube, I think I think Asia the Girl is the same account name. But I stream on Twitch. I do like produce content on YouTube, so that's a little bit different. But that's where I'm like gleaning a lot of my any perspective I can give is I stream. I haven't streamed this week because of like a lot of stuff going on, but typically speaking, I stream 3 times a week for like 4 to 6 hours a day, which is fun. I do a lot of co-working content, so I'm just working on Switcher stuff while streaming typically. So feel free to hang out with me there if you would like. But okay. So in addition, like I said, to adding all that stuff to your sources panel, I also think if you're able to think in advance, like how you'll use each of those graphics, videos, pictures, like anything that you're like adding to your streams, if you're able to not only organize them into groups, but put them in order of use, it just helps you, especially like when I stream, it's just me back here. I don't have someone producing for me. So anything I can do to get all my ducks in a row first before going live is like very helpful. So let me go ahead and, wait, I don't want to show this yet. Let me talk about, well, I'm trying to think how I want to do this. I'll show my screen in just a second because I do want to show you a really cool hack that is a little bit more technical, but it's really fun. But it'll be overwhelming if I just do it and not like explain what I'm doing. So that's just like a general one that I would say is like really helpful. And that, that would be advice I would give no matter what like software you're using. And also when you're creating graphics, if you are not creating them in the app, if you're like uploading them, my other piece of advice for that, or hack I guess, is when I am preparing the graphic file, the like PNG file, if it's like an overlay or something, I prefer to create it on a canvas that is the same canvas as my stream. So whether it's a 1080 by 1920, wait, am I saying that right? That's right? Am I making up dimensions right now? 1080 wait, that's right? 1080 by 1920. Yeah, 1080 by 1920, or vice versa, like depending on if I'm streaming. Right now I'm streaming in vertical. I typically stream horizontal. Whatever that dimension is, making sure my canvas for what I'm creating is the same, because I like consistency. So I always want to make sure that the size, the dimensions of my actual graphic is exactly where it should be placed when I like upload it. So instead of just having the file be the like graphic itself, I try to put it on that template, so that way when I upload the graphic, I just like let that be fill the entire screen instead of like zooming in, zooming out, and like moving it around. And like it's nice to do that in a pinch. Like if you need to do that, then that's great. But if you have control over like what the creation process of your graphic is, I think that's just like a way better way to keep things streamlined, and you don't have to think through like, wait, is that even? Is that exactly where I want that placed in like the bottom left corner or whatever? Or if you, especially like if you want like your title graphics like not quite centered, if like you have in your mind like a really cool way of like displaying some text or something, it just makes it easier that you're doing it all from like the actual software that you're creating those graphics on, and then when you upload them to Switcher, it's just like there, all right, let me make sure I'm not missing any comments. Use Canva. Yeah, Canva's a great example. Photo booth chick. Uploaded all images, templates, assets there. You have a brand kit. Exactly. See, perfect. Yeah. So if you have things like brand kits already created, or you'd like to create them like outside of, the app, like that's my suggestion for when you're like using those templates, or sorry, you're using those graphics that you create in Canva in any other software for streaming, is set it the way you want it then, because like there's just margin for error, or not error, but like inconsistency, so that's what I would prefer. So that's my thing about graphics. Oh, I just noticed that my camera froze. Give me 1 second. I might be having like internet issues real quick. 1 second. We're gonna switch to this camera for just a second, and I'm gonna restart my my camera. I don't know why it's being silly willy. Oh, technical issues. If not, I have another camera I can use. All right. While we wait, well, hold on. Let me actually just close this out real quick. While we wait, I'm gonna use this this camera. See, sometimes things just happen on the fly. Things that don't normally happen. All right, let's add this back in. Okay. Edit. Okay, we're back. Okay, sorry about that. Teehees, just some casual troubleshooting on the fly. Okay, we are back. All right, so as I was saying, things can definitely go wrong when you stream, and that's why you like to prepare all the things that you can in advance, so that when something does go wrong, which technology be like that sometimes, you know, you don't have to stress out because pretty much everything else is taken care of. So yeah, we talked about brand kits, using other softwares to create your assets. Where did I get my mic stand from? I think just Amazon. I just looked up blue mic stand, and it was like the only one because I'm extra sometimes and I don't want things all just in black and white, you know? Yeah, if you have any questions about any gear, I'm happy to answer. But yeah, this one was just like, an Amazon one. I think it was like $20 or so. I can't remember. Caitlin, thank you so much. Like a pro. Appreciate that. Appreciate you. All right. So the other thing I would talk about is, this is more Switcher specific, but, I think this would apply to whatever like platforms you're using or whatever softwares you're using to create content or to stream in particular, because we're talking about like just making things smoother while you're streaming, is whatever you can preset and automate, just do it in advance. My context is Switcher because I love it so much. For example, you can like preset your settings for like your cameras, like how what the white balance looks like, what exposure looks like, autofocus, blah blah blah, all of that. You can save those camera settings, so every time you go live you don't have to redo them. You also can create transitions and just have that selected right away. There are like a lot of different ways that you can like set yourself up for success, so you're not having to like manually go in and change the settings every time. And I would also say, as you're streaming, this is more like, this will be a hack in the long run, but it takes a little bit of time, is when you're getting started streaming, or if you have streamed already, like take a second to think about like what it is that you do every time you go live. And if you can have like a little checklist that you use every time you go, or like that walks through every single thing that like helps give you an optimal stream, whether that be if it's a more like produced show, like making sure you have your script or your talking points like, you know, ready to go, or like they need to be on the screen that you like reference to, however it is that you prefer to communicate, or like, you know, receive information to communicate. Make sure that like all the platforms that you're streaming to are like are enabled for streaming. Like don't get yourself into a corner where you're like, oh shoot, hold on, I don't have any of this set up. Make sure all your cameras that you're using are ready to go. Like everything that you can do ahead of time, go for it. I would say, especially for streaming in particular, go ahead and restart your router before you go live, just or like power cycle it that way. You know, I don't really know all the technical back end of like how internet ISP stuff works, but I know that sometimes when your router is on for a long time, it kind of like bogs down, like cached memory or whatever. And so power cycling the router just like kind of clears that out, and it helps give you the most optimal like wireless connection for not like ever, but like whatever the optimal settings are, or optimal output is, I guess, or performance. I don't really know the right word for that. That is set up for your router, for your internet service provider, is like as good as it can be, not bogged down by any like extra variables. Okay. Let's see. You didn't have a checklist and you had to stop, cancel, and start the stream all over. Yeah, I mean, and you know what? Sometimes you learn from like stumbling, and I definitely have in the past, and still continue to do so, like today. But yeah, like just keeping a list and updating the list as your streams like take form, as they grow, is like really important as well. Okay, so those are like my general like streaming hacks that just like help give you like some peace of mind. Oh wait, I have one more. After this we'll like kind of dive into like some Switcher specific ones, but the other thing I would say, this is like an ideal situation. I know that not everyone has this, but if you are at all able, especially when you're getting started, you should always have a streaming buddy. And by that I just mean someone or like a group of people that are willing to like join your live streams at the beginning, because they just give you just some confidence that you're like not talking to no one, but also they're able to give you perspective, or kind of work as like moderators in your comments as people leave comments. Also like encourage them to comment on your live streams, because especially like when you're streaming on social platforms, that engagement helps boost your your standing in on those platforms, and helps your discoverability. So just like having like it doesn't have to be like a ton of people, but just like some people to like hang out with you when you go live, for like the first few times you go, like is really helpful to just kind of get you started. Oh, it looks like Switcher on the Facebook chat posted the ultimate live streaming checklist, which is super helpful. So I'm gonna put this in the YouTube comments real quick. Let me copy this. Copy. Oh, hold on. Wait. Copy link address. I don't know why that sent it that way. There you go. Can I not send this? Oh, social platforms. Hold on. Let me just copy this link. Okay, here we go. A clean link. There we go. Oh, I just realized I'm like viewing the YouTube stream from my podcast YouTube channel. So don't mind Okay Girl just sharing links in chat, okay? That's me. Okay, you're creating a faceless live stream similar to lo-fi Christian study channels. So you send the link to all your friends. Oh, that's awesome. I love that. Oh, we need to connect, because I do co-working streams that are, it's not faceless. I definitely talk in them, but it's a very like come chill and listen to music. We do chat, but it's not like it's not like a in your face like engagement. It's just more like we're just hanging out here working together. So that'd be fun. You did a faceless live stream. It was scary but amazing. Once you went live, you allowed it to run for 8 hours. I love that. That's so awesome. I love lo-fi streams. They're so fun. Okay, so that pretty much wraps my like general hacks, but I do want to show at least a little bit. This is just scratching the surface. I could like go for so long about Switcher hacks, but I don't want to freak people out, okay? And I also don't want to go for like hours and hours. But one that I really, really love is if you're familiar with using Switcher, multi-views are awesome. My favorite multi-view that I use all the time is the picture-in-picture one. That's like you have like a window above or on top of another window, and I love using that multi-view paired with the option to not pre-select both sources, but to reuse current source. I love to layer those because I think it gives like such a cute like bubbly effect, and it also creates like for an engaging stream look. And so I'm going to show you what it looks like to use it, and then I'll try to walk through how I do that. I feel bad because my screen share is a little bit fuzzy just because my capture card's being funky today. I think I might need to restart my computer possibly. Hold on. Let's switch back to this camera. 1 second. 1 second. Okay. All right. Do. Edit. Okay, we're back again. I don't know why it's freezing today. I gotta restart my computer maybe. You are cold again. It's frozen. Yeah, it happens sometimes. Okay, so what was I gonna say about this? Oh, you know, I bet the reason why this is happening is because I'm sharing my iPad screen, which is being used as my like streaming device. So I wonder if it's like overloading my computer for some reason. But anyways, okay, so how this looks, this like picture-in-picture thing I described is, I'm gonna switch to actually this background scene and show you. So this is how, oh, I feel like I should switch these. Hold on, let me fix this real quick. Edit. I love to just like tinker with stuff. I think it's so fun. One. Okay, much better. At least like it looks like my face is looking towards the center and not away, you know, just for funsies. Oh, are you gonna tell us where you get that keyboard and cute gadget on your left? Oh, for sure. Here, let's talk about this for a second and then we'll keep going. This is a QK75 keyboard. I forget. Yeah, I think I'm saying that right. With candy keycaps and milky yellow switches, Gator milky yellow. And it's so cute. I love it so much. My friend who also streams, you can look up Stacy Smash. She creates like custom keyboards, and I just told her, she hangs out on my streams often, and I was like, okay, I don't know anything about keyboards. Do you want to just make me one that will like never be destroyed and is so cute and matches this vibe? And so she made this for me, which was really cool. And then this is just a what is it called, macro pad, and I have it mapped to do some fun things. I use it mostly for streaming and sometimes for work as well, and also to play Disney Dreamlight Valley. I do have it mapped to those custom settings or custom like keys, but I love this for just like productivity. But that's not really a streaming hack, but that's just like a fun hack, you know. But yes, that is what I use. Okay, so back to this. So this is such a fun way to use like multi-views. I think like obviously I could create like multiple multi-views that, you know, have, you know, the background camera and side camera and then the main camera, like them all like as different multi-views. But I really like this one because it feels more fluid. So when I switch between cameras, whether when I'm streaming, I do this like using auto switch, so it will just cycle through everything on like a timed interval. But if I'm just doing it manually, it just gives a cool effect. So if I switch to my main cam, you can still see that it's still reusing that current source with camera, we'll just call it camera 3, I guess. This side camera can be camera 3. And then if I switch to camera 3, we see camera 1. He's here on the left. And then if I switch back to camera 2, which is the wide view, now I have both of them. It's really cool. And I can do a fun thing like add another window, which is, I think this is what's causing my my camera to freeze. I think this is what it is. It's being like, there's just too much streamception happening. But I wanted to show kind of what the UI looks like on Switcher when I have this set up. So basically, I create my first multi-view, which is, like I said, the picture-in-picture one, which shows up under like the 2 source options. And then underneath slot assignment, or not underneath, but for the slot assignment option, there's a select each time, pre-select. I use reuse current source. And then I always have like A is like the main screen. I keep that at like just reuse current source. And then B is always the camera that or the like live source that I'm changing. And so typically what I do is I set that first one and then I just duplicate it. And then that just like helps at least preserve most of that like customization of how I like the border, the aspect ratio, all of that. And then I'm just like taking the second one and I just drag it to where I want it and like get, you know, as close as I can. I can also, you know, switch it to live output to see kind of like where this lays. I'm not gonna save that information because I already have it set the way I want, but that's kind of like how I have that set up. I think it's such a cool way to use a very straightforward multi-view, I feel like, but not be constrained by like how other people could use it. That's why, so I'm big on like having streaming hacks be something that just like allows you to be more creative. I don't like to use them just to be like everyone else. And maybe that's just like too main character energy of me, which I promise I'm not. But I just like to be creative, and I don't know. I like to explore, and I think that that's the biggest thing when it comes to like discovering cool like hacks that would work for you, is like not being afraid to do things a little bit different for the sake of like creating the stream that you've envisioned in your mind, like how it should be produced, and also acknowledging the fact that that vision will always change as you continue to stream. And then the only other thing I wanted to show, like I said, I could show a lot more. I almost did show, like I almost prepared like a whole thing, but I was like, wait, we're just talking about like chill streaming hacks today. I'm not trying to overwhelm everyone, so I'm gonna keep it pretty simple today. But another one I would say, and also you can see what I was describing earlier about like I have all my live sources on this like top is just like the main like uncategorized group, I guess. And then I have a group that's called Stream Your Heart Out, which is all of the graphics that I need in the order that I need them. And then the bottom group is just multi-views, and that's all the multi-views we're just talking about. Another thing I like to use, especially for like intro and outro scenes, if you have like a full screen video you want to use, I always suggest, and like everyone's different about this, but I always suggest making those videos an overlay, even if it's like full screen. Like this one is a full screen, like, or like the video fills the screen, but it's considered an overlay and not like a full screen source. And the reason why I like that is because I can have like my entire, let's set it up the way I would like it to, like, or you already can see it. Let's, for the sake of like things being less busy, I'm just gonna knock out this one for a second. So I have my Stream Your Heart Out graphic here. I have I mean, that's the main thing. I just like want that showing with my video, or with my like face in the background, which I normally would have it just like this without this, I guess, but because I'm trying to show what we're doing, this is like the opening scene, right? The reason why I do overlays for videos is I can just like very quickly, I'm gonna show this real quick. Well, I guess I can't show it while this video is on top. I have the video going, and then as soon as I'm ready, it's just, it's ready to go. I have my camera view that I want and my graphics the way I want it. And it's basically just taking that, let's see, let's take like I don't even know. Here, we're gonna use my not very filled Switch game container. So like, it's just taking the display and going like this. I want you to look at this first. Oh, let me put this right. And then when it's ready to go, you go like that, basically. It's just the virtual way of doing that with a title card. So you're just slipping it in and then making it disappear, you know? Just like things that are simple, so you're not having to like move from scene to scene very quickly. You can just like, ooh, let's remove this layer. Now let's remove this layer. So that would be just like my couple of live stream hacks that are Switcher specific. Feel free to ask me questions. I'm gonna go ahead and self-promo myself and put my Twitch channel in here. Sorry. If you just look that up, it should take you to my Twitch channel. But feel free. I'm always using Switcher for my very long streams. I love when people that are also, I mean, fellow streamers generally speaking, but then like more specifically, I love when people that use Switcher ask me questions, because it's just fun for them to be like, wait, how are you doing that? And then explain it, and then seeing them do it. It's so fun. Yeah, so the streaming service I'm using is Switcher. It's the you're watching on YouTube. If you just click on the channel this is under, it'll tell you more about Switcher. But it's a amazing software that allows you to use iOS devices to connect as like multiple cameras. There's like so many cool things that like create this like software, or that like add to like why the software is awesome. But that's one of my favorite ones for streaming. Excuse me. Let's see. EJ Hollywood High over on Instagram. Will there be an update with Axoon Simo Pro? That's a great question. I would say reach out to our support team. They're so awesome. I love our support team. You all don't even know. They go above and beyond to like to make people feel cared for and have their like questions answered and all that. But I would go to or send an email to Switcher, or sorry, send an email to support@switcherstudio.com, and they can give you more details on that specifically, because I don't have that answer off the top of my head specifically with the Simo Pro. But I know that we do support Axoon Simo. You see it now. Awesome. Switcher is not new. Switcher's been around for several years now. And I've been at Switcher for the last like 4 years, and it's been really cool to see how they just continue to grow and create. It's so fun. But yeah, anyways, those are all of the hacks I got for you today. Like I said, I can definitely share so much more, but I don't want to overwhelm. We're already at like 40 minutes. And I feel like most people that have been streaming for this event from Switcher have been going for like 15 minutes. So I don't want to overwhelm people. But I hope that these hacks were helpful, and I hope that this inspires you to like have a good mindset when it comes to like finding streaming hacks. To reiterate, that is to make sure, like, the point of streaming hacks is to simplify your flow when it comes to streaming. So never just do hacks to do them just because like it's trendy or whatever. Like, always make sure it works for you and makes your streaming flow better, because everyone is different, everyone's wired differently, everyone creates different kind of content, so it's never going to be a one size fits all hack. And then 2 is always make sure when your heart is open to you know, learning new hacks, give yourself some time, give yourself some grace to learn it, because anytime you learn something new, it takes a second. It will become second nature as you continue to use it. But when you're just starting out learning a new hack, like, you cannot think that the expectation should not be, oh, I learned this new hack, let's try it on this really big live stream that I got going on today. You know, give yourself time to like tinker and practice first, whenever you can. I know that's not always ideal, but that's like something you should aim for. Photo booth chick, take a look at Switcher. Appreciate your time and sharing this with us. Of course, thank you so much for being like so inquisitive and hanging with me. It made streaming today so much fun. But I hope that you enjoyed today's Stream Your Heart Out, day 27, and tomorrow will be the last day. I'm really excited to see what the topic is and who's streaming for our very last day. It's for context, if people are not aware, like different people from Switcher's company or Switcher's team taking turns going live and like volunteering for days to go live. And so it's just been fun to see like different people across our amazing team just come and, you know, share cocktails, share their puppies, share their like tips and tricks like today, or share like content they love or whatever it is. Like, it's just so fun. But I hope that you all have a great rest of your day. I really enjoyed hanging, and I will see you on the next stream. See you later. Bye.